Good to see you, Denny Hamilton. I didn't have that issue on my end. Unless it was before I tuned in. I got tuned in probably around 6:15. I didn't see it. Maybe your affiliate was just doing its own thing. So we are ready to go. I don't know if the weather is ready to go. We currently have this big blob and all these other smaller blobs moving. Oh, man, just look at it. Just look at it. You got rain, all this rain. We may be sitting here for a while. NASCAR channel said it was team and driver audio. Interesting. Yeah, I can't say what happened there. So, best case, this takes a while to move over. Let's see what pace it's moving at. Kind of disintegrating as it moves towards the track. So, potentially, the cup practice and qualifying from earlier, I guess the cup practice and the O'Reilly guys getting on track, maybe that started the vortex theory. Because you see there was rain right around the track and it just dissipated. That's probably what it is. The vortex theory's already at play. So Nashville Superspeedway isn't a searchable location here, so I had to find the track manually. That was its own effort. Let's look. I have the CW Sports pulled open. Are they at the track this week? I mean, it looks like they're at the track. I don't believe that's a big TV wall. So good on the CW getting their commentators to the track. Thank goodness. Stacy, good to see you here just for a moment. Being the stream art, that's all right. We'll look for you tomorrow, and hopefully we can get some of this race in. It's gonna be close. If it starts raining at all, I don't know if we're gonna get it restarted tonight. We have 6 hours. If we want to end the race as late as last night, we can. We'll look for you guys then. And hopefully your race goes well. Should be fun. Always fun to be at the local short tracks. And let me pull open the leaderboard. Look at that. RCR 1-2. They had pretty good pace. I think top 5 pace in practice when I turned it off. So, I mean, they're still doing pretty well. 1-2, Corey Day, 3rd. 4th, Carson Quaffle. He had a lot of speed in practice. William Sawallich, Gibbs Equipment. You expect that. Larson, you expect him to be up there. Ryan Sieg, something bad's going to happen, and he's going to finish below 25th. You can count on that. Parker Retzloff in the top 10. That's impressive. Garrett Smithley up there. That's really impressive in the 0. We also have Anthony Alfredo up there in 12th. This is like weird starting results. Cletus starting down there in 38th. We'll be keeping an eye on Cletus all day. And Justin was one of my picks to do well here, but he's going to have to come from behind. Starting in 17th, I'm not really sure what the deal is there. Maybe just went ahead and had it in race trim, ready for the cooler track. Be watching the weather. That little bit to the north of the track has dissipated even further. Why did that disappear? Having a weird glitch on my end, but anyway. Weather's looking a little better. We'll see if we can make it to halfway, but if we have a wreck fest like yesterday, we're not going to make it. Green flag is out. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. NASCAR streaming Cletus is on board again. I saw that. They actually set it up like they've been really hyping this up. It popped up in my feed like 4 or 5 days ago. So they've had this stream ready to go. Thumbnail made. So far, Jesse Love out front, Austin Hill in that outside groove. Corey Day to his inside. Still side by side for second place. Corey Day's not able to run the whole width of the track, and Austin Hill's not really able to get down to that preferred inside line. There is resin at the track this weekend, so more of the track will be available. Without the resin, this track, it's gotten a little wider in recent years, but for a long time, this was an extremely single groove track. You just watch the cars or trucks go off in the corners one after another. Slot cars. From what I remember, when I went to a truck race there, probably in 07, I feel like the trucks were running more of a high line. I had the commentator's curse that day. There were two guys. I just felt something looked off with their right rear or their left front, you know, whichever. And it looked to me like it was kind of wobbling. And I mentioned that, and it may have not been. It may have just, you know, been normal, you know, movement, but it looked very different on those two vehicles. And they both wrecked within like 3 laps of me pointing it out. I've always had the commentator curse. Cletus already up. Went Cletus way, or not, I mean Garrett Smithley way down. Thought he was up front. Justin Allgaier inside the top 10. Sheldon Creed up 13. Parker Retzloff up 12. Impressive. Allgaier now 9th, going for 8th. Really throttled it up mid-corner to try to get to the corner panel of Sammy Smith. Not able to get there. He will go for the crossover. Not quite there yet. All right, got it on entry. So move Justin up to 8th. the Concrete King, Justin Allgaier. But it's a stout field. Love, Day, Hill, Quaffle, Sawalich, Larson. A lot of names in front of him that he's going to have to contend with. Rajah Caruth knows how to win here, knows how to almost win here. Like last night. We'll see if he can get up there and challenge for this win. All right. Lap 8 for Kyle Busch. Just dead silent during lap 8. So what is a Sports Illustrated resort? There are so many times I hear of a company or a business or an idea just from the sponsor of a NASCAR. Sports Illustrated, that was a magazine. The Sports Illustrated, like Super Bowl edition magazines, you know, like whoever won, they'd make one about them. You have Sports Illustrated, have the swimsuit issue. Here I'm referred to as SI swimsuit issue. Sports Illustrated. They have resorts now, apparently. Oil bubble in your left eye is falling apart. That doesn't sound great. I'm reading a bit about it. Let me pull up in the leaderboard real quick on my phone. Wait, I already checked in. I am 20 steps ahead of the game today. All right, let's see. Pull the radar back up. Radar actually looks a little better. That blob, that big blob that's approaching the track seems to keep dissipating. That's not bad. Let's go back to our leaderboard and look this through top to bottom again. Oh, Cletus up to 34th. Best lap 31.7. That's about where the rest of these guys are at. Looks like he might have pace to get by David Starr. They were in pretty equal that last time by. But that's the difference between a race contender and a guy with relatively low experience. 31.7, almost a second slower on their best laps, respectively. It's been a rough time, it sounds like, Michael. Yeah, you've been keeping us updated on that. I hope they're able to actually, get it taken care of. And this time, hopefully it'll be the last surgery you need. Surgery, no matter what kind, is just rough to go through. Especially something as delicate as the eye. Not good. But I'm sure you know what to expect, and I hope you'll do well. Justin says he was here. He's going to watch the Eau Claire Axeman live stream. Be back later. All right, Justin. I have no idea what that is. Is that a... I think I know what Eau Claire is. Yeah, Wisconsin. I looked that place up. It's beautiful. Oh, really? They're not. It's not an actual like axe throwing competition. So I looked it up. I looked up the Eau Claire Axemen. They're an indoor American football team. I love arena football. Arena football is so good. Every single play can be a scoring play. Dr. Derp, Cletus is still running. Cletus is up to 33rd, got by David Starr there. He increased his best lap on older tires. He ran a faster lap, 31.6. A little better. That's enough to pass him up to 29th if he ran that optimal lap time. Not bad. 31.9 that last time by. That's at least enough to get by Mason Maggio. We'll see if he can make that pass in the next couple laps. This ticker might be like 30 seconds behind, but whatever it is, Cletus may already be there for the pass. We'll see. He's handling himself so far today. If he can make it through flag to flag without spinning, I'll be impressed. Man, Jesse Love is good today. He is just killing it. Wow. Only one that might have something for him is maybe Justin, but Justin, I need to see him move up a little more. Get around Larson, get around Sawalich. I agree, a clean, no mistake day. Why does YouTube keep translating things into a different language? So you said woo with 3 O's and YouTube translated it to wow. I don't know why it does that. When people say hi AZ, on my end it says hello there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's only doing that through OBS. It doesn't do it if I pull it up on my phone. It's really confusing. So Larson got past Sawalich here. Allgaier will probably go for the pass here shortly, setting him up right now. Sawalich running more of that outside groove. And Allgaier still favoring the inside, but not quite along the white line. Why are they showing the battle for 12th so much? Sam Mayer back in 14th, and I need to see him drive up through the field a bit more. Creed as well. Creed may have fallen back quite a bit. Ryan Sieg's still running top 10. Don't get me wrong, I like Ryan Sieg. I want to see him do well, but it seems like he just gets snake bit so often. That's right, Michael. I could see them doing that every race this year, and then fans may continue doing the 8 sign, like fans still do the 3 sign especially at Talladega, but a few other tracks do it as well. You look around, you see some of them. Let's look at their lap times here. Corey Day's gotten by Austin Hill. He ran a 31.36. So pretty even lap times to Jesse Love. Their best lap is really close as well. Less than a 100th of a second between them. My bad, less than a 10th. More than a 100th. Things are really shaping up here. Justin is 6'4" back, so he's a few tenths back from Larson. If Quaffle can hold up Larson a bit. Yeah, Larson's not quite there yet. If Quaffle can hold up Larson, that may open the door for Allgaier to pick off 2 cars here. And Austin Hill's right there. Before the end of the stage, you know, if things turn out well, Justin might just get up to 3rd. All right, Larson driving by Quaffle there, but Quaffle crossing him back over on the inside. Allgaier's going to try to follow Larson through. Interesting he would give up that line. I guess it's better than bogging your car down low. Yeah, Allgaier's car just turns down the track so much better. The Concrete King, Justin Allgaier. Yeah, Austin Hill in the Cup race, that's right. He will be in the 33 tomorrow. So I have Cletus in it today. And tomorrow, Austin Hill. Look at that, Cletus up to 30th. Running a 31.8. He's about 3 seconds behind Logan Bearden, but he was a 10th faster. So let's see what it does this next lap. And Allgaier is pressuring Larson, diving it down to the inside line. He's going to slide up the track, slide job. Larson's going to arc it down the track to try to cross over, not able to get there. But he's not going to let Allgaier go either. He's going to enter the corner right on his bumper. Allgaier back to the bottom. And Quaffle's going to try to follow Allgaier through. Not able to get there. Really good battle between those guys. So we have a 31.9 compared to a... Yeah, so I mean, that's what we were looking at a second ago. Hasn't updated yet. It's equalized now. Not bad, though. Cletus went from 38th to 30th. Good stuff, keeping it clean so far. About to go a lap down, though. Let's see who's in danger of going down a lap. We're running 31.5s at the front of the pack. Already lapped up to here. David Starr's next. May already be a lap down. Mason will go a lap, yeah, I mean, up to Cletus. Cletus was probably going to go a lap down here. And if he's lucky, he may be the first car lap down when this is all said and done. But at this pace, they might get up to Logan Bearden and JJ Yaley. I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes. Michael says 33 RCR is using it until Brexton gets in the Cup. Then he can use the 8. It's a nice gesture. I don't know if RCR is the best fit for Brexton. I feel like Gibbs may also try to get a hold of him. So there's a world out there where Brexton runs the 18 and then eventually makes his way to the 8. There's a world where that happens. Don't know if this is it, though. Allgaier less than a half a second behind Austin Hill. Really closing in there. Dove it in deep into the corner. Going to wash up the track there. Ran into the corner. Right next to Dawson Cram. He's going to dive it under Dawson Cram in 3 and 4. Pretty good exit through 3 and 4. About 3/10 between the two now. Justin going to dive it in pretty deep there. He didn't miss it that time. JGR needs to park the 18 until Brexton comes. They probably going to keep it in Cup. But in, or not Cup, in the O'Reilly series, but in Cup they may keep it parked. Technically the 54 is the 18 team. So as long as the 54 is running, they have the 20 and the 11. They may not run the 18, even though the 18 is probably Gibbs' most famous number. For Bobby Labonte driving it, and then eventually Kyle Busch. And then second would be the 20, Tony Stewart. And the 20's had a long line of good drivers. Yeah, by the time Brexton gets there, Bell will probably still be driving. Briscoe could still be driving. And Ty Gibbs will probably still be driving. One of those may have moved on by then, may have retired or moved to a different team. But I would say from this current lineup, Denny will be the one that's gone. So it depends on who they bring in to replace Denny, on if a seat would even be open. And I was just estimating out to when he's going to race in trucks, or when he would start racing in trucks. By the time he would make it to Cup, I mean, even guys like Briscoe and Bell may be getting to the end of their career by then. Yeah, I think Gibbs will be. The other two could be driving, but I mean, if you extrapolate it out, you know, 1 year in trucks at least, 1 to 2 years in Xfinity or whatever it is, whatever it's called by then, and then another year, you know, until he gets in the Cup. So you're looking at minimum of 2 years, maybe up to 4, working his way up to Cup. So that extends the time span a bit longer. Yeah. And that's on the lower end too. That, you know, he's 11, have to be 18 to run on the bigger tracks. You usually don't see Cup, or you don't usually see guys come to Cup under the age of, you know, 20. Really under the age of like 22, 21. I mean, that's the really young end. Usually it's years of development. So Jesse Love's trying to keep Cletus on the lead lap here. He's actually going to push Cletus through. Past another lapped car. Whoa! Cletus lost it. Almost wrecked right in front of Jesse Love. Jesse Love's smart to get out of there. Jesse did all he could to help his teammate there. Cletus had gotten by Logan Bearden, but Logan has gotten back by him. Cletus is going to try to run him back down. That was close. Looks like he just got in the corner a little hot and a little too much wheel in it. And the rear end tried to come out from under him. All guy are moving on up. 31.8. Fastest car on track right now. Cletus around. Coming to the last lap of the stage, Cletus lost it. Womp womp. No damage though. Cletus will continue, and he will not be the first car one lap down though. Good night. Brent Cruz is flying. Said he started outside the top 30, and he's up here getting a stage point. He ran a 31, almost a 31 flat. That's a fast enough truck. The pace was quite a bit off, if that's actually what he ran the last lap, 33. Jesse Love's time is way off. Yeah, Cletus had a hook to the right, just couldn't get that car to turn back around. Yeah, I hate it for Cletus. I hate it for him. Yeah, last time you hear someone mention a place you could stream the race, yeah. If you will look in the chat, those are instructions. If you do exactly that, you should be able to find the race. That site's been pretty reliable. I have to thank Christian for that, I think. I think Christian was the one that introduced me to DD12. Could have been anybody else, but I think it was Christian. And I found a new one the other day, but I didn't like it as much. It was scummy. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And hopefully we continue to get this race in. Man, it would suck if you just tuned into the race and it starts raining. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So it's kind of dissipating and somewhat shifting south. So, I mean, there's a chance this could pass over. There's a chance. But, I mean, that band of rain out front has completely dissolved. And this glob of green, this precipitation has started to also degrade a bit. So by the time it makes its way to the track, we might be at halfway, and they can go ahead and call this puppy. If it does start raining, it's going to be, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff behind this. Is that a flash flood warning? So Nashville has, you know, a few rivers running through it and around it. So when the water level rises due to, you know, heavy rains or an extended period of rain, yeah, a lot of Nashville can just completely flood. You have like 3 different screens, devices going. That's just like me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens in here than my phone. So sometimes I get locked into like one thing. I'm just really looking at something and I completely forget to look at chat, or I completely forget to just actually watch the race. I'm just too busy watching the leaderboard times. So weather, not looking bad. Not looking bad. I don't know if we're going to get the full race in, but if we go back green here shortly, we may be able to get all of stage 2 in before any rain gets there. If things hold. Let's see if I ever replay that Cletus spin on the last lap of stage 1. Not yet. Not yet. This is all we have from the CW. Underway in Music City on the CW. Let me go back to that shot there. So my first time here, these stands are really steep. It may not look like it from this angle. I mean, I don't know, maybe it was just because I was so young when I first went there, but it felt like these stands were the steepest things in the world. I was there for an ARC on a truck race that first time. Allgaier actually up one on pit road. Usually he loses spots. Corey Day losing 3, Kyle Larson losing 2. Rough, but I mean, these stands were completely full. And these overflow stands were also full. Now they're not even doing that. And this is a Cup race weekend. That was back in the day when Cup didn't race on the weekend that the trucks and ARCA came to Nashville. At least I don't believe so. These stands just felt so steep. Walking up them, kind of like vertigo. Also, I sat in a really bad seat there once. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. So in 2024, I bought some seats that were above an entry to the grandstands. Like, you know, above one of the like little tunnels you walk through to like actually go up into the stands. So I thought that would be a great view. Like, no one in front of me. I don't have to worry about like anybody standing in front of me, whatever. No, the fence was up to face level and there was a metal sign right in front of my face. A metal sign. So I ended up buying 2 tickets that were like a quarter of the price of the tickets I already had and moved up like 6 rows and I could see perfectly. Had a great view, but I'm going to search June 2024. I have a lot of pictures. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. This is my view from the 2024 Nashville race. Isn't that great? Isn't that a great view of the race? Isn't that awesome? So yeah, don't buy seats that are above the entrance. Like, in theory, that is a great seat, but the fence was too high. And even if it didn't have the sign there, you would be able to see so much better. I was actually, I think, able to get refunds on my tickets because of the obstructed view. And this is the picture I sent them, so. So we have Cletus's first almost spin here. So Jesse Love was following Cletus through. Cletus cooked the entry a bit too much, slid up the track, gave it a little too much wheel input, and almost came around on him. That may have heated up that right rear, and eventually it just came around on him. A bit after this. I mean, it must be right after the video stops when he spins. Yeah, Cletus went around on the last lap of stage 1. And yeah, I think he'll be stuck a lap down. He was in the fight to stay on the lead lap, but once he got the position, he spun. That ended his chances. Yeah, Cletus came in. He's now shown 2 laps down. That is probably a bit inaccurate. That might actually be 1 lap. Sometimes the ticker gets confused under caution. We'll see if that corrects. Yeah, Cletus had worked himself up from 38th up to 30th. And now he's kind of backtracked a bit. Let's see. KFB Forever said he's sitting in 131 grandstands past start finish, so it won't be here next stream. Be in Lebanon. 25 and 26 back to back. Man, a lot of you guys seem to be like close enough to go to the Nashville race. Maybe that needs to be our meetup track next year. We can meet up and I can give you guys stickers. I'll pay someone $100 for whoever puts my sticker on one of the show cars that are in the fan area. That's definitely not a bad idea. All right, Jesse Love. Pushing, trying to get clear of Allgaier. You know, not like clear, but trying to get away from him. Allgaier keeping him really close. Austin Hill, Carson, Quaffler side by side for third place. Quaffle with the advantage there. Hill up the track a bit. Larson looking like he's going to make it 3 wide. He is going to make it 3 wide. Larson shooting the middle. Corey Day on the inside. Let's see if they can keep it clean here. Larson up the track a little bit. That'll force Austin Hill up the track a bit more. Larson's losing it. Oh, Larson's losing it. Oh my goodness, he saved it. They're about to wreck. They are about to wreck. Austin Hill, I think, just tried to wreck Larson. Either he missed the corner like crazy or he was ticked off and tried to spin Larson. The announcers, or Connor Zilic, is saying the same thing. He thinks Hill tried to spin Larson. So Hill had the opportunity to take the position back, but he drove up the track a bit to try to potentially either wall Larson or left hook him. When I saw them go into the corner side by side, I figured Larson could get loose and spin it. Good night. Yeah, Larson's car just not doing very well today. Yeah, it was a good job by really everyone involved. I know Austin Hill, like, you know, tried to wreck Larson, but that was a really good job. That got really close, and they're still really close racing. I mean, all over each other. Austin Hill's about to wreck someone. He is ticked. Getting blocked there. Good night. So it's single filed out towards the front, but back in the pack, when they're side by side, I mean, they are throwing slugs. What did Larson do to piss off Hill? I think he ran him up the track a couple times. You know, this is not like, sure, there's enough room to run 3 wide. There's probably enough room to run 4 wide. But I don't think Austin appreciated the 3 wide move, but also he kind of sent Austin up the track a couple times by just really hanging on his door. Almost spun. But I think it's mostly sending him up the track. But I mean, what started all of that is Austin missed the corner. Dark side, that's right. That would be peak Austin Hill, though. When Austin Hill was at his best, he was right hooking people. So maybe To return to form, Austin Hill may have to make a sacrifice play. Good night. Austin Hill back to 16th. He was competing for 3rd place just a handful of laps ago. By the way, Allgaier has the lead and the Xfinity fastest lap. Now you guys see that in the leaderboard. 30.8 to a 30.9. Corey Day and Sawalich side by side as we go to commercial. Brent Cruz right behind him. Doing, really impressive stuff today. So now Corey Day sandwiched between 2 Gibbs cars. Sawalich did get the position on Corey Day. Darkside said, what? Allgaier said he's done? I did not hear about that. That's a shame. I like Justin. And that's really going to open up a huge ride at Junior Motorsports. You know, everyone else kind of rotates out, but Justin was their veteran. And they used to have 2. Elliott Sadler was another long-term veteran there and won a handful of races there. So, maybe that becomes another all-star car. Maybe who could move up to it? Or if they want another veteran, who would drop down for it? Allgaier's wife's trying to talk him out of it? That's wild. So Justin wants to be done, but his wife's like, no, one more, please. I mean, this is probably his best start to a year ever. I know it's the largest points gap in O'Reilly Series history, which, you know, the Busch Series, the Nationwide, Xfinity, you know, that whole series. It's the largest point gap in the regular season. He's going to step away from that. That's also why I hate the chase. Justin Allgaier has a giant points gap, and it's just going to disappear. I'm supposed to be okay with that. So that guy in the Liberty commercial, he was brought in as the antagonist almost. They had the Emu guy, and he was getting replaced. If you guys remember this commercial, they have that guy in as like a handsome replacement actor. And he was going to do the catchphrase from then on. And so he wasn't meant to be like a fully fleshed out character. And now he has his own commercials. You have the Emu commercials. You have the random talking head in front of the Statue of Liberty commercials. And then now you have Mr. Liberty Bibberty out there doing his own side story. I think he got married in one of them. I keep up with this Liberty Mutual lore. Very nice. So Jesse Love not letting Justin Allgaier get away. I wonder if Justin's car is going to come back around to him. Seemed like Justin was further back in track, so it's not a 1-to-1 to the first stage, but Justin was really running him down towards the end of the stage. So I'm wondering if Love's car is going to fall off here, or if Justin's just kind of lost the handle. Carson Quaffle 2.5 seconds back. Not terrible. Right now, this is a 2-car race for the win. Larson's not competitive. Corey Day's not up there. Bryn Cruz hasn't really lit up the field this stage like he was last stage. So the Gibbs guys are not competitive yet. We'll see what they have in stage 3. So Corey Day's trying to run Brent Cruz back down. Corey Day's not letting Brent Cruz go, trying to hold on to that top 5 spot. Brent Cruz running that middle outside groove, and Corey Day running the inside. I think Mayer got close to the wall there. May have just been the angle of the camera, but that was an interesting look. Yeah, probably just the angle of the camera. Didn't really see the car jostle around that much. Jesse Love is right there. If Justin misses one corner, Jesse gets the... Oh, Justin up the track. That's going to open up the door for Jesse Love. Jesse Love still holds the lead, but they're side by side. Jesse Love to the inside. Oh, and Justin way up the track, but Jesse Love's also way up the track. Justin's going to arc it back down, but he lost so much momentum. Not able to capitalize on it. Justin's really been favoring that low side, so he went up to that more outside groove and just couldn't get it. So now the pressure is on Jesse Love. Justin not letting him go. Going to run it in here deep, right behind Jesse Love. And we're going to go away from the excellent battle for the lead to look at the 13th place car for some reason. Quaffle not running down our battling leaders. Gap's at 2.8 right now. What's Cletus doing? $32.3. Looks like Cletus is going to be stuck a lap down here. Just try to keep it clean the rest of the day. It's all about he can, kind of all he can do here. In other news, it's looking ugly for OKC right now in basketball. Good. Good. I hate the Thunder. I love when it thunders. I don't like the Thunder. It's not that I dislike the team. It's that I dislike SGA. I hate how he plays basketball. Drawing all those fouls. It's not the basketball I grew up watching, and it's not the basketball I grew up playing. And I grew up reading about guys like Charles Barkley that would just throw elbows. They would start fights. You know, they're really aggressive players. But if Charles Barkley played today, In the modern league, he would foul out in the first quarter. 28 Spurs. Oh yeah, that's very early. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not going to sit there and draw these fake fouls all day. Charles Barkley, after receiving one of those fake fouls, if he got called for one, he would probably just punch Shea in the throat. Or Shai Gilgeous Alexander. What a name. The only person from current day NBA that you can see surviving the old school NBA would be LeBron. Prime LeBron. Because like when he came in, it was so long ago that it was closer to, you know, a more traditional style of basketball. But also just he has the frame for it. Very physical. A great athlete. But it's hard to say because the guys, you know, 30, 40 years ago didn't have the technology that LeBron has had his whole career. So, you know, what would LeBron's career have looked like? And what would his workout regimen have looked like 30, 40 years ago? Probably not as good. You know, you've had guys like LeBron, guys like Tom Brady, Rey Mysterio, that have extended their careers way past the average, you know, peer in their age group, in their, you know, own field of work. And that's only possible because of modern technology. LeBron on the Heat would have been an absolute animal in the 90s NBA. Man. I was a big LeBron fan back then. Specifically before he even went to the Heat. I was a big fan. I watched Sports Nation every day after school. They would show his highlights almost every day, talking about the Akron Hammer. The Akron Hammer. And then he went to Miami, and I was excited. Excited to see him win multiple championships. Not just one, but two. Not two, but three. You know, and it didn't work out that way. That was disappointing. I wasn't even a Cavs fan. I just liked LeBron. But the first basketball player I ever read about, I used to read about all these athletes in school. Like Tony Hawk, Charles Barkley, Steve Nash. But I read about Charles Barkley, and then I read about Steve Nash later. They were both played for the Suns, so I became a Suns fan. And I have a Devin Booker jersey in my closet. Sadly, I didn't have a reason to wear it this postseason. That's right, Michael. That's right. Decided to put a little, you know, sneak a little tribute in on the thumbnail. Have a picture from Kyle's win in the 54, the M&M's 54 here at Nashville. I think that was 2021. So all guys are back by Love, but again, Love not letting Justin go. 3 to go, coming to 2 to go. Ryan C may be able to get around Larson here. And Brandon Jones is right behind him. Larson is fighting for his life just to stay in the top 10. It's crazy. I know Larson wasn't originally scheduled to run this race. I think it was Bowman. But still, what? What's happening here? Ooh, Justin way up the track. That's going to open up the door big time for Jesse Love. They almost got together. That's going to slow down Jesse Love. 1 lap to go in the stage. Jesse Love has the preferred groove. Justin doesn't like running this outside line. Jesse Love missed the bottom of the corner. Almost took out Justin. All right, Justin just has to bring it back around, and he will be our Stage 2 winner. Jesse Love almost swept the stages. Just drove that a bit too aggressive. All right, Justin Allgaier will take Stage 2 at Nashville. Let's go ahead and look at our weather. We're actually looking better than we were last time. Look at that. Not bad. So that's the cell we were worrying about. And it's really dissipated. Specifically, that portion is dissipated. We may get the whole race in. If we're lucky. If we're lucky. We could just see a storm generate, just spawn in over the track. A lot of times when the environment's rich and ready for rainfall, the storm won't just move over your area. It'll just spawn in right above you. And that's the, origin point of the storm. You could always see that, but if we have all this room to work with from the track all the way back to Dixon, Tennessee, we might get this whole thing in. Jesse Love and Justin fought back and forth all this stage. And I feel like the big difference was whoever was behind was able to use the draft of the car in front. Not able to really get a great or as good of a corner as the guy in front. But they're just able to draft back up on the straightaway, get a good run. Justin wasn't able to get away when he had the lead. It looked like he was going to. In the first stage, he was running really fast. Towards the end of the stage, especially, but Jesse Love's car held on a lot better that second stage, and Justin's didn't look as perfect. He had been bottom feeding really well, and this time, if he ever lost that painted line, he just was up the track by 20 feet. Not great. My computer keep going to sleep. And this is Cletus' spin from earlier. No harm, no foul. Lucky it hasn't rained harder. So King is out at work right now. Used to, he didn't work on weekends, but he left his old job. Now he's got this new job. They got him working all these crazy hours. So he's not here with us, but I know he's here with us in spirit. somewhere up above watching. All right, the whole field's coming down here. Keep an eye on their times here. Waffle already in his box. Looks like a slow stop here. 13-2. $13-3 for Sawalich. 13 flat for Love. Okay, well, I thought it was slow. 14-9 for Allgaier. Oh my goodness. His pit crew. I say this about every week. His pit crew needs to be lined up and shot. It doesn't have to be anything lethal, but just, let them know we mean business. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? He may get a penalty for that. I don't know how strict they are. That tire was over the line. Or on the line. Denny Hamlin fans said happy birthday to that Jones boy and Clint Boyer. What are we under caution for? We are under caution for the stage 2 stage break. So we're going into stage 3. We've only had one caution for incident, and that led to our first stage break. So really only 2 cautions so far. And no one's wrecked yet. And the radar's looking pretty good. Look at this latest loop. Oh yeah. Did they remove the flood advisory from Nashville at the very end of this? They're not showing it anymore. We may be ready to roll. I wasn't sure we were going to get this race in. And we're actually making really good time compared to yesterday's truck race, or last night, this morning, whatever you want to call it. Stage 2. What? That was peak truck series, by the way. Just constantly caution. Restart. You'd run half a lap. Caution. Restart. Run 2 laps. Caution. That was miserable. Yeah, only, according to the ticker, 11 caution laps so far. Only 6 lead changes, though. It's really been between Jesse Love and Justin Allgaier, back and forth. But this time, Justin is going to have to run down Jesse. We'll see if they can readjust Allgaier's car to run like it did in stage 1. And what changes the rest of the field has made because Sawalich and Brent Cruz, they're up there in the top 5 now. They have track position. Let's see if they can capitalize. It seems like Jesse Love and Allgaier were class of the field. Carson Quaffle in that second tier. And then everyone else below. Sam Arrows moved up pretty well. Parker Retzloff still in the top 15. Austin Hill way back. He got shuffled back early in stage 2. And never made the ground back up, apparently. Let's look back. Where is Mr. Cletus? They're in 34th, but he has not wrecked the car yet. He did spin it, but he didn't wreck it. Almost wrecked the leader, though. That was close. Just had a hiccup. How is this man going to afford a water park? This man just said he was going to buy his daughter a water park. Dude, the parking here, it's not bad. It's really easy to get in and out of, actually. But there are no lights out there. And so when you leave a night race and you head back into the 50th row of parking, you can't see. Maybe in the paved lots there are lights, but in the dirt lots, there's no lights. And there's also no markings really on where your car is. It's not like there's, oh, we're in section C4. Got it. Easy to remember. No. You just hope you find your car. It took me a minute to find my car last time. A minute. I was tired. I was angry. I wanted to get home. And that was the 8 overtime restart or 7 overtime restart race, whatever it was. So the race went on twice as long as it was supposed to, basically. And especially with the rain delay. Yeah, it went on way longer than it was supposed to. All right, does anyone have anything for Jesse Love here? And can Justin recover from his pit crew being absolutely pathetic every week? You know, it's bad. I was shocked they gained 1 position in the first stage caution. Justin diving it really low, using up those fresh tires. I was wondering how long it would take Justin to get back up to second. He's already in second. Justin made an aggressive move, made it 3 wide. On the inside, already back to second place, and has his sights set on Jesse Love. But Brent Cruz is not letting Justin go. Really good run down the front stretch there. Do the Toyotas have anything to say? And can Larson recover from being back here at the tail end of the top 10? How's Cleater doing? Almost spun it. Fighting for the lucky dog with his teammate right behind him, the leader of the race. And then 1 lap later, he actually ended up spinning it and bringing out our first caution. Larson almost wrecked it again. Larson back to 15th. Good night, Larson. Greatest driver in the world, by the way. So Cletus, he ended up spinning. He's been trapped a lap down for most of this race. They have him on here 2 laps down. Yeah, back there in 35th. Not fantastic. But he hasn't wrecked it yet. So we're still making progress. And if you look at his lap time, his fastest lap, I know he's in RCR equipment compared to a lot of guys out here that do not have equipment that good, that do not have Cup affiliation. But I mean, he's faster than all of these guys. Up to 27th, or 26th now. He has a fastest lap than Rajah Caruth. He's just not consistent. Is it just you, or are the camera angles awful? Yeah, they're pretty bad. The ones in the corner are pretty bad. And I think part of it is that the stands are pretty small compared to most tracks. I mean, they're steep and tall at the front stretch, but it's not as wide of a grandstand. So less places to put overhead cameras. And it also may have to do with the banking of the track. But the camera, the overhead camera doesn't look like it's high enough to get a good picture. Maybe they're zoomed in too far. And then this corner camera, I think it's because of the banking. Just a bit of a weird angle. Honestly, I prefer infield camera angles. I don't know if you guys have ever gone back and watched an old race that had the infield camera angles, but they look so cool because you can actually see the cars racing and making up ground instead of being zoomed in, looking at one car, maybe two cars. It's nice. In-car or infield camera angles all day. All day. I'm a big infield camera guy. McFarlane now 33rd, so 33rd in the 33 car. Justin not able to keep up with Jesse Love so far. Long way to go. I mean, not a long way to go. 82 laps, though. That would be the longest run of the day if we did make it. Justin just needs to hold on to it, and maybe it'll come back to him by the end of this. Could Brent Cruz maybe have some extra speed here? Finally, coming on here late. We know he's been able to pass, but he kind of stalled out in stage 2. It has not been a problem. This stage, all over Justin's car. Justin lost the handle on it. He's lucky to have a stage win this race. Jesse Love just overdrove it. Feel like the trucks weren't this bad. Now that you mention it, yeah. It didn't look quite like this. It really only seems like they have a few cameras at the track. I mean, from all the different camera angles we're getting, it's like we have that one infield camera on the backstretch. We have like one camera on the entry to like 1 and 2. That's on the outside wall. Then we have the overhead grandstand camera. They used up too much of their budget sending the announcers to the track this week. They didn't have enough money to pay the camera crew. All right, Jesse Love could be in trouble here. Uh-oh. So Jesse Love under fire now. Brent Cruz may assume the lead here if the problem gets bad enough. And that would lead Allgaier to potentially be in the position to have to run Brent Cruz down late into this run. Cletus up to 32nd. Moving up a little bit, little by little, little by little. I've had a hard time speaking to you today. Good night. Can't get words out. All right, Larson's behind Austin Hill. We see something wild happen. If we do, it's going to be in a side-by-side box because we are going to commercial. By the time we get back from commercial, maybe looking at 68 to go, even 65 to go. We'll see how long this lasts. Sam Mayer knocking on the door of the top 5. I like seeing Sam Mayer run well. Justin's losing a lot of ground to the battle for the lead. Day might actually get by Allgaier here. Justin needs another caution here soon to take new tires. And I mean, they may not make that call. They may try to stay out, but yeah, take new tires and adjust on the car a bit more because they have been going in the wrong direction all day. Brent Cruz is there, just running right next to him. Sometimes 1.5 back, other times, like right now, about 2 back, 2 to 3. All right, Jesse Love up the track there in 3 and 4. See how much this affects him. Brent Cruz with a huge run. Maybe a little contact between the two. I know Jesse looked a bit loose there. Jesse to the inside of 1 and 2. Brent Cruz is going to go up to the high side. Brent Cruz to the lead. Wow. If Brent Cruz won this race, that would be insane. Yeah, it will be super interesting to watch the Cup race tomorrow because Prime usually does a great job of doing the races, but I think they're using NASCAR production. And the CW does as well, I think. So is it... I'm not sure why there would be a huge difference in quality. Yeah, we'll see if we get different camera angles. Maybe they just, I don't know, have less cameras active during this race. I may be wrong on that. Maybe the CW or Prime is contributing more than I know. All right, Jesse Love down pit road. If we get a caution at some point, or if the other guys have to come down for stops, this could come back around to him. I like the decision to go ahead and come down, though. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have one more stop, potentially green flag pit stops. So we're running 31.4's last lap, best 31. So at best, Love might be half a second faster per lap on these fresh tires. Oh, it's taking a while. The work on the right side is taking a while. He's done. He's done. He's going to need a caution right now. Well, Brent Cruz has a 2.5 second lead over Justin Allgaier, and Corey Day is all over the back of Allgaier. So this seems like Brent Cruz's race to lose. Does Brent Cruz have the pace long term here? Looks like he might. If we don't see Justin start to cut down on that gap in the next 10 laps or so, I don't think it's going to play out well for Justin without a caution. I am exhausted. So Justin has cut the gap a little bit. 2/10 in the last few laps. Back down to 1/10. But maybe this is coming back around. Or maybe Brent Cruz is just saving his stuff. It's always hard to tell. Unless the cameras are right on them. Now it's back to 2.5. But that could be a sign that Cruz is starting to lose the handle later into the run. Seems like he's still able to turn fast laps here and there, but he's losing the consistency, perhaps. Gap continues to hover at about 2.5 seconds. Right now, trending in the wrong direction. Towards 2.6. Zilly Willie's been pretty good in the booth. The first time I heard him in the booth today, I was honestly extremely confused. I was like, who is that? And then I was like, oh yeah, Zillich is in the booth today. Yeah, Zillich was spotting in yesterday's truck race for his spotter, Stefan Parsons. So that was interesting. A reversal of roles. All right, Larson looking to pass Sammy Smith here for 9th, but Retzloff is right behind the two of them. Cruz has actually stretched the gap there. Almost to 3 seconds now, 2.9 as we go side by side. Yeah, unless Allgaier's crew just has a perfect air pressure adjustment, I don't think we're going to see a resurgence of speed here. May need a properly timed caution. For the first half of this race, it looked like Jesse Love and Justin Allgaier 1-2. But that has definitely turned around here lately. Jesse Love with issues. Even with the issues, he comes out on track ahead of Cletus. Running a 31.5 right now. 31.6. He's not going to make up much time back here on the fresher tires. But 30th, we can deal with 30th and not wrecking. Wouldn't that be peak? Cletus spins it. Jesse gets one of his laps back. Cautions breed cautions. He gets the wave around. There is a chance. Brent Cruz now cutting through the lap traffic. That's brought Justin kind of back into this conversation, but Justin's going to have to get by them as well. Gap's now back down to almost 2.5 even. 2.6 now, 2.7. Lost a lot, whatever corner Justin was in. And Corey Day now a second back from Justin. So Justin's able to focus on his own line for at least a little bit. Larson was able to clear Sammy Smith. Move Larson back up to 9th. Sammy Smith to 10th. And Gray and Quaffle are side by side. Gray now has the position. So Quaffle not able to make that pass happen. And Larson is closing in on Carson Quaffle. Larson may get another one here late in the race. What lap time is Larson running right now? 31.8. I mean, I was looking at their lap times. I was thinking, Larson's outrunning the leader right now. And he is. It's finally come around for Larson. Either that or like he figured out the car. 31.8. I mean, hard to say he's doing anything special when I have these guys running better lap times. Larson's definitely faster than the next 3 in front of him. $52 to go. Should be closing in on our green flags pit stop window. Probably see that begin in this next TV period. Jason says, hello, family. Good evening. Just want to stop by and say hello while he's waiting for Trisha and food to get here at Wawa. He gets ready to be heading to her house. I went to a Wawa a couple months ago, and it was really good. It was really good. I forget what I got, but I got something and I liked it. Or maybe it's been longer since I ate there, but I know we went back in the beginning of April. I know my wife got something to eat. I think I may have just gotten an iced coffee that last time. Yeah, Wawa is good stuff. Some people are partial to Sheetz, but yeah, I'm a Wawa guy when there's one available. Oh my goodness, Justin lost a second. What happened? Well, I guess Justin was forced to run a higher lane. Or Brent Cruz just picked it up. I don't know what happened. Brent's back to a 31.8. Everyone kind of slowed down, except for Brent Cruz. Austin Hill 31.8 that last time by, faster than our leader. Austin Hill sleeping on us. He's ready. Give him a caution. Give him some track position. And Larson, if that happens, Larson better watch his back. I think Justin's going to need to come in early and then also get a caution time perfectly to make up 4 seconds with 46 to go. It's doable, but it would have to swing back his way in a major way. Sammy Smith down. I like this call. Try to make this move to get back in the top 10. Jason said he always gets the Philly cheesesteak with extra stick. That's good. Pepper jack cheese, barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is a choice. And Parmesan cheese on a wheat roll. I like a Philly cheesesteak. Never had one with barbecue sauce. That's wild. I'm going to knock out after this. I may wake back up and stream for a bit, but I am going to sleep right after this race ends. All right, looking forward to it. NASCAR Cup Series night racing from Nashville tomorrow. Should be good. Should be good. At least I hope so. We'll find out tomorrow. Yeah, for sure. I definitely will tonight. Hopefully a good amount, but here lately I've just been sleeping like an hour, maybe 2, maybe 3 if I'm lucky. And then I wake up and I'm like, I guess it's time to do stuff. Elephant says he finally has audio. That's wild. I wonder what the issue was. Cruz is easily going to get out here. And there are several cars in between Cruz and Justin. That's going to be a problem for Justin here. This has been a really clean race. And yeah, it's good 10 hours. So that would be nice. I don't think that's possible. I don't think my brain can do that. When you look at my sleep like stats, according to my watch, when I sleep a longer time, I'm awake like half the night, according to my watch. It's like asleep awake, and it just goes back and forth constantly. And that tracks. I wake up a lot during the night. Usually wake up and roll over, go back to sleep. Hammond Ben says he low-key hasn't been paying attention most of the race. Valid. Valid. I've never really loved Nashville as a track, but it has been putting on better races the older it gets. It's getting a bit better. And the resin maybe helped. Not really sure what the effect rain has on resin, but they did apply some resin today to try to widen the track out a bit more. So through that pit cycle, Justin was able to gain about 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Justin's going to have to run him back down, do it the hard way. With 37 to go. And if we get a caution in the next 5 laps, do you come back in for fresh tires? I don't think there's a big enough difference between fresh tires and what we're running now. Track position is so important. Sam Air going to dive it in there deep. Pack air on the back of Corey Day's car. Didn't really affect anything. Just followed him through the corner. Yeah, Justin got a good adjustment. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm talking about? It's the gap's down to 1.4. Justin is coming. It's almost down to a second. What happened? Show the leader. Is the leader stuck in lap traffic? Is Justin about to slow down? Or it's now under a second? What? Oh, Mare's to the inside of Corey Day. He's going to keep it straight. He did wash up the track a little bit. It makes me nervous when I see cars go side by side into the corner. Yeah, it was a really good adjustment. It's now just hovering at about a second. And Corey Day and Sam Mayer are duking it out. They better watch out. You used to see this problem with Gen 6 cars when we had lower downforce packages. The car on the inside would get loose and, the rear end would come around. And occasionally you'll see that in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. So Sam Mayer has that position now, up to 4th. Love to see it. Contact. They were pretty close. Justin's down to 0.7. 0.6 now. The gap is down to half a second, but Justin's going to get held up a bit here. Inside 3 wide. I think that's going to slow him down. Yeah, he lost 0.2 there. Through 1 and 2. Only one lapped car between Brent Cruz and Justin Allgaier. I want to see Justin win because I said he would. Because he's the Concrete King. Oh, Justin forced to run the outside groove there. His car does not do well up there. All right, Justin clear of the lap traffic. Justin can get back down to the inside and resume his chase of Brent Cruz, but the gap is back up to 0.9. Just trying to get by those few lap cars. He lost 0.4. Let's look back through the field. Jesse Love back up to 14th. Good recovery. Disappointing turn of events for him. And JJ Yaley out of the race. Only car out of the race. And Cletus currently scored 34th. I guess he just pit. That's a horrible lap. The gap is staying around 0.9 right now. Justin had a ton of speed there. I think he may have burnt his stuff up running 3 wide, side by side. All right, the gap's come down a little bit here. 2:10s over the last lap. We'll see if that holds. Times that rubber band. And going back up right now. Holding at about 7:10s right now. Still plenty of time. Justin needs to stay where he is. Doesn't have to make the pass this lap or next lap or the next 25 laps. He can draw this out for a bit. It's going to be hard for Justin to make this pass. His car does not do well off of that bottom line, so maybe he can drive it in deep and pack air if he's able to get to the leader. If he goes to the high side, that may be the end of his day. Oh, Cletus spun it coming onto pit road. Kept it out of the wall. That's why Cletus had such a bad lap. Cletus now 35th. But still, pretty clean car. Kept it out of the wall. All right, a couple lap cars here that Justin's going to have to deal with. Where does he catch them, and does it slow him down? Looks like he's going to catch this car midway through the corner if he's lucky. All right, respectful move there. Lap car moved up the track. I think that might be LeVar Scott. Who is that? Scroll way back. Yeah, LeVar Scott. Respectful move there. Hey, Cletus is just having a good old time. All right, Allgaier just 3/10ths back. Down to 2 on entry. I think he's going to lose time on the exit, though. Back to 3. Back to 3. Didn't gain anything through 1 and 2. Drove it in really deep. Didn't really make much of it. Justin's going to have a good run here. He could pack air. Justin to the inside. Brent Cruz, Justin Allgaier side by side for the lead. Justin's going to have the advantage and the groove he likes in the 1 and 2. Justin Allgaier to the lead. Going to kind of overdrive 1 and 2. That's going to open the door back up for Brent Cruz on the inside for a crossover. Justin overdrove it. Justin's going to try to stay side by side. Justin has a decision to make here. He can back out early and arc it low. He's going to drive it in deep, though. Right alongside Brent Cruz. Just a foot apart there. A great side-by-side battle for the lead here. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I think the same thing about Cletus. Yeah, the best thing for him is to get laps and not destroy the car. Oh, we might have touched there. These guys are all over each other. Justin is, abusing his car up there. His car does not like being up in that higher groove. But a lapped car is going to be the difference. It's going to get Justin clear. Now, Justin can't overdrive this corner. Brent's going to move him up the track. Justin, kill mode, activate, right hook. You have the points. You can sacrifice a race. You want to retire? How about you take a week off? All right, Justin back to the lead. Brent Cruz drove it in deep, got into the back of Justin, and sent him up the track. And Brent Cruz is not letting Justin go. He will not give him this inside line. I think he, obviously knows Justin prefers that inside groove, and he is not letting Justin get clear and get clean. All right, Justin back to the lead. The Concrete King with 15 laps to go. Whew. Lap traffic may still decide this. And Justin has a bad habit of driving in too deep every 10-15 laps. And that gives up a ton of time. And that would bring Brent Cruz right back into this conversation. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we're getting a battle at the front. It looked like it was going to be Allgaier and Love, but then Love fell off, so it looked like it was just going to be, or Allgaier fell off, so it looked like it was just going to be Love. And then he also fell off when Allgaier had made his way back up there. And Cruz, just what a race for him to work his way up from outside the top 30 all the way to the lead. And there's still time. He could still win this, but Justin has to take care of it here. Just don't overdrive it. The Concrete King, Justin Allgaier. All right, Justin with another lap car right in front of him. Potentially on fresher tires. May have ran long. That lap car is that the 51 of Jeremy Clements? I think that might be the 51 that we're seeing. Jeremy, he's back. Yeah, that's Jeremy Clements. He's about to go lap down. He's also running that inside line, so that may force Justin outside of his comfort zone, and that could potentially open the door for Brent Cruz there. Both Chevys, right? I mean, not Brent, but Jeremy. If he gets a car length back, he should probably just move up and let Justin have the spot. But, it's courtesy to move out of the racing groove if you're the lapped car and you're, racing with the leader. But on the other hand, you have to run your own race, and it's not the job of the lapped car to get out of the way. Sure, it's the nice thing to do, but it's the job of the car lapping people to make the pass. So Jeremy doesn't have to get out of the way. But he could end up costing Justin the win here. All right, so Justin is by Jeremy. And now Justin's running down, I believe that's Anthony Alfredo in the 42. No, not Anthony Alfredo. Anthony Alfredo is in front of him. Who's in the 42? Once I see it, I'll feel stupid. Logan Bearden, that's right. I believe he was the car that was duking it up with Cletus earlier in the race. We see how that went for Cletus and how that went for Logan. I can't believe we got this race in. The weather was not looking great, and the vortex theory remains undefeated. Keep it green flag, and you'll keep it green flag. As soon as you throw a caution, it weakens the vortex. Even if cars are still on track, you have to have them up to speed. And it's working. It's working. And potentially, maybe it works stronger in the state of Tennessee because Darrell Waltrip lives there. That's probably what it is. Justin with a second lead here. 5 laps to come. 5 laps to go, coming to 4 to go. With plenty of clear track in front of him. Plenty of clear track. What is a Sports Illustrated resort? I gotta look this up. Sports Illustrated Resorts, where champions come to stay. An instant classic. Welcome to a world where sports reigns supreme, a place where the season never ends and your stories begin. So they have experiences and exclusive events. Play like an MVP. Get a taste of the MVP life of Sports Illustrated Resorts marquee events. Click to view a current highlight reel worthy event experiences. Vacation like an MVP. Make your play weekend long with exclusive vacation offers. Click to see packages on deck. So they have one available for the NASCAR race. What does that get you? You get 2 tickets in the pit suite, food and beverage included. 2 garage tours with pre-race track passes. Garage tour, that may not be cool. 90-minute Sports Illustrated Resorts presentation. That does not sound like I want to be there. All packages will have the following: 4-day, 3-night stay in Nashville. But you only get tickets to go to one of the races. That doesn't sound cool. Then you also have to pay per parking each night. Special pricing $199. So is it a timeshare thing? Oh, Justin Allgaier, by the way, won the race. Justin I mean, congrats, but this Sports Illustrated resort thing seems like a scam. Don't do it. Let me show you guys this real quick. This is a learning opportunity for those of you that are here. It says right here, 90-minute Sports Illustrated Resorts presentation. So they give you all this cool stuff, this, nice hotel stay, 2 tickets into pit suite, food and beverage included, 2 garage tours with pre-race track passes. But because you're receiving this, even though you're paying a little bit of money, you have to sit through a timeshare presentation where they're going to highly encourage you. They're going to try to coerce you into buying a piece of this timeshare. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm sorry, Sports Illustrated Resorts. You're stupid. Should have stuck to magazines and pictures of women in swimsuits, but you lost the plot. The age of magazines and newspapers is over. Try to sell me a timeshare. You can't sell me a timeshare, you silly dog. Yeah, it is a club. RCI Exchange. What is RCI Exchange? It seems like they're going through a third-party company. Resort Condominiums International is the world's largest vacation exchange networks. It allows timeshare owners to deposit their owned weeks or points into a global pool and trade them for stays at over 4,300 affiliated resorts in 100 countries. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sounds good, but it's a lie. Oh, congrats to Justin Allgaier there. We're going to wrap things up here. There's a chance. There's always a chance we could be live later, but I'm going to go at least lay down for an hour. But we'll see how long we actually end up sleeping. We'll be back for tomorrow night's race. Glad we got this one in. And I'm glad Justin won, because that's who I thought would win. Concrete King. Been saying it all weekend. All weekend. And there it is. We actually won in a Justin Allgaier car in our race today. Kind of cheesed it. Because we had fresher tires, but it is what it is. Great firework display on the backstretch. But other than that, thank you for hanging out. Double A, Diddy Hamlin fan. Jason was in here. Dark Side. Stacy was in here early. KFB Forever. Doodlebug popped in here for a second. Michael was in here. Tascam 8 was in here as well. Dr. Derp. Good to see all of you guys. What time is it now? 8. So I'll see you guys in like 21 hours at the latest. So, see you guys then.